Today we will be doing lesson 33, session 5, where we will be naming and describing shapes. This will be the last session of this lesson. Number 1 says, make the same shape in different ways. Choose a shape to draw, circle its name. So we have a hexagon, a rhombus, a triangle, a square, and a rectangle. So we have to choose one of these shapes, and we have to make the same shape in different ways. You can choose whichever one you want. I am going to choose the rectangle. So then I'm going to have to draw the rectangle 3 different ways. Oh, it just says draw it in different ways. Oh, 3 different ways, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to circle rectangle. One way to draw a rectangle, I'm going to draw a tall, skinny rectangle going like that. And then another way to draw a rectangle is like that. And I can even draw one on like a diagonal. That wasn't really the best rectangle. So you could choose any shape you want as long as you draw it 3 different ways. So how are your shapes different and how are they alike? Okay, well, this one is smaller than the others. These are kind of the same size, but this one is drawn slanted and this one is straight up and down. But they all have 4 sides and 4 corners. They also have 2 smaller sides and 2 longer sides, which makes them to be a rectangle. So that answers our question for number 2. You might have drawn a different shape, so I'm not going to write out my answer. Number 3, so going to the back side. It says circle all the reasons this shape is a rectangle. So you have A, B, C, D. We might be filling in more than one circle. So looking at that red rectangle, A says it has 4 sides. Can count 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that does have 4 sides. So we're going to fill in A. B says it is bigger than a square. Would you say that's bigger than a square? Not necessarily. It could be bigger than a square. It could also be smaller than a square. But we don't have a square to compare it to, so we can't really answer that part. C says it has 4 square corners. If I count here, there's 1, 2, 3, and I never explained this. The reason it says a square corner is because if you look at the corner, I hope I did that right, that's a square when you do it that way. That's why it's called a square corner. And that's the 4th one. So yes, it does have 4 square corners. So we will fill that in. And it is red. Now this rectangle is red. Is every single rectangle you see red? No. So we're not going to fill it in because it says circle all the reasons this shape is a rectangle. Just because it's red does not mean it's a rectangle. A rectangle has 4 sides. A rectangle has 4 corners. Okay, number 4, circle all the reasons this shape is a cube. Now again, this is tricky because you can't see the whole cube. If you have a cube at home, it might be easier for you to do. So it has 12 edges. And we learned the other day that yes, a cube does have 12 edges. If we count all the edges that we see here, we're not going to get to 12 because we can't see the whole shape. But yes, a cube does have 12 edges. It has all square faces. So this side is a square face, that's a square face, up here is a square face. The other faces we see, are those square faces or that we don't see? Yes, they would be. So yes, a cube also has all square faces. It is purple. Just because it's purple, does that mean it's a cube? No, this one is a purple cube, but that doesn't make it a cube because it's purple. so that would not be a reason why. It has 8 corners. Again, if we count all the corners we see, we're not going to get to 8, but yes, a cube has 8 corners. Okay, and then number 5 says to draw each shape. So we have to draw a rhombus, a triangle, and a hexagon. Okay, so to draw a rhombus, it is kind of like a sideways square. So you're going to draw like I usually draw like a triangle that way, and then a triangle that way. That's a rhombus. They should all be connecting, sorry. It's hard to do this on here. Next, a triangle, 3 sides, 3 corners. That should be connecting. And a hexagon is the one that has 6 sides. So we draw the straight line atop, down slanted, down slanted, down slant that way, slant in, and then across on the bottom. All right, that is the end of lesson 33. So next we will begin working on lesson 34.